Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hytale podcast, your number one source for Hytale news and podcasty related things. I'm Chris, and on this side of me is Myne.
Hello.
And we're back. We're back for another episode. You know, we're currently at 420 subscribers, so we just got to say a big nice. That's epic. You know how it is, everybody. And my hair's messy, in case you guys can see on the pod. Sorry. Had baseball last night, went straight to bed after I showered. It was one of those days. And then I got baseball today. But today, Hytale put up 17 new job openings on their website yesterday. That's a lot. And the thing we use to track the Hytale job openings website only put out 10. So there's 7 mysterious ones that I'm sure some techies can figure out looking at the code, but I don't want to do that. So, Myne, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm doing even better knowing that there's a lot of new job openings. Do you think any of them would suit you? Do you think you're going to apply? Do you have the skills to be on the Hytale team?
If I know there's a lot of artist positions like UI artists and senior designer artist positions. I'm personally really good at drawing stick figures, so if they're really
I've
looking
seen your
forward
fan
to that,
art. I mean, that is just immaculate stuff.
Thank you. Like yours and Thankmas last year, chef's kiss. Like it was glorious. I think next year at Thankmas we might have to have an art competition between the both of us, just so we really know who's like the greatest fan artist of all time. But that's in December.
It's gonna be a sad day for you that day.
Yeah, I know. It'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun, using Paint, and then you see all these professionals using like Photoshop or whatever. But yeah, man, there's some things to talk about. We'll get into viewer questions later on the podcast because we kind of spoke along last week and didn't get into many viewer questions. But this week
we didn't get into a single one, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we did. Our bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, we'll talk about viewer questions. But let's talk about job openings first, because there was 17 of them apparently yesterday night, or yesterday. I mean, it's June 3rd. All of these are updated June 2nd. So you want to go over them?
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and list them real quick. UI artist, system administrator, senior technical artist, senior systems administrator, senior software engineer developer experience, senior software engineer continuous delivery, senior product manager. It's hard, dude. I'm saying all of these so fast. Senior product manager, gameplay tech, senior game designer, encounters in open world, senior game designer competitive, and senior art lead. Wow, that's a mouthful.
That's a lot, and I'm sure it'll take probably a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months to fill all of these positions, or maybe they'll be gone by tomorrow. We don't really know what the interest is, but the Hytale team is massive now. I know there are over 100 members. I can't remember how many there are to be exact. If you go on the Hytale website and type our team, I don't know if it says how many they have. I don't think so. I don't want to count them all. That takes too long. So there's over 100, I assume. So it's pretty dope. And maybe in the coming weeks, we'll see a bunch of new Twitter welcomes from like John Hendricks and Noxie and Buddha. And then we can follow more Hytale devs, because that's what we like to do here.
Yeah, I was about to say I need to increase my following list, and what better way to do that with some new Hytale devs? So
exactly.
I hope those positions get filled ASAP.
Yeah, it has been quite a slow week actually in terms of Hytale news, considering the last month where we've gotten something like every single day, which was pretty dope. John Hendricks tweeting, Connor meeting Noxie. That was all big news the other week. This week we just have job openings, so.
It's still news, though. It's still news and something to talk about. So they're still keeping the ball rolling. There's still new things happening. And it makes us remember, hey, these guys are still working. It's not a non-existent game. It's not a fable that we're all entangled in.
Exactly. And it's also the beginning of June. So that means we are likely to be getting a Pride postcard sometime within the month. That seems to be a trend the Hytale team has been doing the last couple of years, because they are very diverse in their development team, and we absolutely love to see it. So stay tuned on Hytale's Twitter for a Pride postcard. If you haven't seen the last two, go check it out.
With an asterisk, because we did not get an Earth Day postcard. We did not get a Valentine's Day postcard.
The thing is that we haven't got those in a while. We haven't got those in the last couple years, though. We've been getting Pride postcards. Yeah, we've been getting Pride postcards, I think the last 2 years, maybe 3, if you want to correct me on that. But last year's Pride postcard was epic. I really enjoyed it. They had the rainbow fireworks, everything looked nice. Yeah, it was such a dope.
We got neon signs.
Yes, I was just about to say that. first look at neon signs, you can see it in our little borders. That's the neon sign that was in there, I believe, probably. No, that was in, might have been, I don't remember.
It was something
But
else.
yeah, it was something else. But cool. So, which job opening do we want to talk about first?
Well, my favorite one is going to be all of them.
Oh, wow.
Let's just start from the top. UI artist. That's pretty simple. You need a UI. You need a good looking one, but it also means that they might not have enough people to be able to make all of the UIs. I mean, it is a big game, and if they have one or two, I don't know how the job works. I'm gonna be honest. So I don't really want to talk too much about it, but
No.
yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah, either way, the UI looked fine a couple years ago when we saw it in some videos. And funny enough, Hugo was actually tweeting about the UI yesterday. So, Hugo, I don't know if you saw the job opening or you didn't. But, respect, maybe
it
you
is
predicted
his
something.
website, so he may or may not have found that out.
That's a good point. He did develop the website, the Hytale tracker. I don't know if it's... does the general public have access to the Hytale
I
tracker?
googled Hytale tracker, and that's the first thing that popped up.
Okay, so they probably do. Unless maybe the link got leaked or whatever. Either way, I mean, it's not that hard to find. But it's not
I think he makes it public.
He does? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not, maybe in the Spanish community. I don't know if the English-speaking community has it, because Hugo's part of both communities.
I mean, the site is in English.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. All right. What's, I don't want to go through every single one of these, because there's a lot.
Because there's, like, systems administrator. That's not really interesting.
No.
I don't even know what that job entails. I want to be honest. There's some interesting ones, like senior game designer for encounters in open world. Basically, that's just going to mean encounters and open world. It's going to be how you interact with the world. What, stupidly said, the encounters are going to be like. So if you meet a trork, if you meet a pig, if you meet a bear, what's that going to be like? Or how are you going to be to meet them? So that's kind of cool that we've seen another job there.
Yeah, one that I really like is senior game designer competitive. I'm a big esports guy. They have been like sort of teasing this like esports or sort of combat-ish type of thing recently. They had a lot of competitive, I guess, job things, but now they have a senior position open for that. So I don't know if they're looking for someone within to take the position or someone coming outside of the Hypixel Studios to take that and maybe lead the whole team. So I think that's quite interesting, and I really think they're going to have a very competitive version of Hytale, which I'm excited for, and I can't wait to either play it, commentate it, stream it, who knows.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be making my main focus the competitive, but I am a very competitive person, and I'm sure there will be some month where I'm like, hey, you know what? This adventure mode is cool and all, but I'm setting 1 month aside to grind this ranked ladder.
I'll grind it with you, bud.
Yeah, we could do like a challenge to see who gets higher, and then the loser has to do something. We'll figure something out. I think that could be fun.
Loser gets to tweet on the other person's Twitter or something like that.
Ooh. That's gonna be evil.
It'll be fun though. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we also have quite a big podcast planned either next week or the week after. We're trying to get some scheduling things going. It's gonna be epic.
Subscribe, even though it's gonna ruin the 420 subscribers. Make sure you're subscribed and post notifications on so you don't miss that. You're gonna want to be there.
Yeah, next goal is 690.
One of the jobs I'm most excited about is continuous delivery.
That awesome.
Sounds. I think that's probably the most exciting job that they have on the list, because it means it's going to be a live service. They're going to continuously deliver us Hytale. That's going to talk about how they're going to plan their updates, how the updates are going to roll out, and just making sure that we're not going to just be sitting on a base game and then there's no content updates for a year. I think that's what that means. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but that sounds super exciting.
It does sound super exciting, and I guess a good comparison to this would technically sort of be Minecraft, because before they started ramping up and like sort of redoing the Nether, the End, all these different biomes, like from 1.7 to 1.8 to 1.9, that was like an update like every 2 to 3 years, besides like like 1.8.1, 1.8.2 and all that, but like that didn't really do much. So big updates in the game, like key players coming back, keeps the longevity of the game, and that's something that's very important just to like open world game players like us, even multiplayer games like I guess Valorant. I don't know how often they upgrade Valorant, but you don't want to have
a few weeks.
Good, good. They as they should. That'll keep players coming back. Maybe they'll add a new gun to the game, new skin or
Yeah,
whatever.
but
So,
it's very important because there are games that just do not get updates.
hmm
Overwatch did not get an update for 3 years.
ooh,
Three
not even like
years.
bug fixes at all either.
I think they did some bug fixes, yeah, but like no balance changes, no new content. It was just the same like um, yearly events, like a summer games event, but they didn't change anything about it. It was just the same thing over and over and over
That
again.
sucks, man. That sucks.
And their excuse was they were working on Overwatch 2, as you know of, and it was supposed to have a big PVE. And then a few weeks ago, they announced, "Hey, there is no PVE.
Really?
We've been working on nothing." Yeah,
What?
so
What are they doing? Taking time off? Like, what the
yeah,
heck?
that's something. So I hope Overwatch sets a precedent to every game team to be like, "Hey, do not be like Overwatch."
Yeah, and I don't expect Hytale to release a brand new mob like every single week that like completely game changes like all of Hytale. Like that is just completely unrealistic. But maybe for example, every month or so, maybe they do add like maybe a new mob, maybe they add some different prefabs
I think
here and
every
there.
month is unrealistic, but
Mhm.
every
Other month maybe? Other
every
month?
quarter. I
That
think
works
every
too, like
quarter makes sense for like a somewhat sized
mhm.
update. So
That's
every
fair.
3 months,
And that
because you got
also
to remember
gives
you got to give them time to not only add something that fits in the game, because you don't
mhm.
want people adding something that doesn't fit into the world, fit into the landscape, but also is fun to do, interacts with a lot of things. So as much as I do want like super constant updates, I also want them to be polished.
Agreed. And alongside those like main game updates, I'm sure probably monthly or weekly they'll be upgrading the Hypixel like multiplayer server like Hypixel normally does. They do add upgrade updates to games all the time. And hopefully, it's not going to be like Minecraft where it's very hard to update games just based off the game is not really meant to be edited or changed. And in Hytale, we know it is probably going to be made to be edited and changed. So the updates that they want to make will probably take like half the time or even like 75% faster than what Minecraft normally does. So stay prepared for bigger, better updates. And this is exactly what this position will be like leading pretty much.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, I do want to mention something again because
Mm.
I think about it and it's very funny. Remember when I believe it was John Hendricks when he said, there may be job openings ready, but don't read
Mhm.
between the tea leaves. And we
We
are
always do
reading
that.
between the tea leaves, but that's our job. So if you want someone that can read between the tea leaves, you're at the right place. You can
Yes, sir.
make sure that we overanalyze every single thing. I mean, we overanalyze HighCon, even though it might have just been an LA trip, and be like, "Hey, we're hello to the CEO." We
We
know
haven't
there's
heard
always
anything
deeper
about it.
secrets.
Come on, we got
Yeah.
to hear more. Got to hear
So
more.
I think we're gonna step on the viewer questions because we are
Yes.
very behind. There are some
Our bad.
questions that are kind of outdated now, but we're gonna do our best to
Yo.
catch up with them. And if you want to ask us questions, make sure you go down a link in the description. I think we have it in the description, right? If not,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna put it in the description. Make sure to do that, and then ask us questions. We also have a super active chat, which I'm always super surprised about. Every single day, there's always people talking about Hytale or Hytale related things. So it's super cool to see
Yeah.
an active community.
Is the Hytale podcast Discord the most active Hytale Discord right now?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there's like 2 others or so that are also super active,
Yeah,
but
I know Hytale News
we
and
are
Connor's
amongst the top.
Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
I
were
think
the
we're
ones
up
I'm
there.
thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know about any of the non-English speaking ones. Probably they're probably bopping as well too, but yeah, I think in terms of the English ones, I think we're up there right now, and we only got like 150 members compared to like the thousands that these other ones have.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, first question comes from GT. I want to know if I would have the same ping issues with Hytale because my ping on Hypixel is trash. I'm from India. So, the reason your ping is probably trash on Hypixel, excuse me, is they don't have any East Asian servers for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
you probably have to connect to, I don't know if they have an Australian one, if
Like
they
they
have
have
a
Europe,
European one.
probably
Yeah.
European servers.
So that's probably why. And Hytale is most definitely going to have some Asian or East Asian um, servers up there so that you don't have to play on American servers or European servers. So that
Yeah,
would be my hope. It would be very,
hopefully.
I think it'd be very foolish of them to not provide service for the Asian audiences.
Yeah, and the Asian audience is arguably, if the game's free, probably going to be the largest audience in the game. Honestly, just so they get India, like we've said many times before. So it would be kind of unfair for them to not have those servers out there. Like, obviously, they're going to have North American servers, maybe South American, European, Australian, maybe, I don't know, South African servers if there's players down there. But
Oh, they need African servers because I've heard from so many people that live in Africa that they say they have to connect to like European
ooh,
or even Australian servers, and their ping is always bad. So a
I
lot
feel
of the
so bad
time,
for them, man.
African servers get left in the dust. But I hope that there is something in place for those
Like, even if there's
group of
just
people.
one, like throw it in South Africa or something like that, like right at the bottom. But
Yeah,
or you could throw it in the middle, but I don't know if there's many countries around
there's a
there that
desert in
could.
there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I don't
I
know
don't know if
how
they'll be
helpful that
playing.
would
I don't know if
be.
they'll be playing Hytale. Let's be honest here, but yeah, I just hope that they do have better connection because I mean, even back playing Hypixel days, if you know when you're facing somebody from overseas, not from Europe, but like from Asia or even like South Africa or whatever, you know they're from there because they're just teleporting around and you can't hit them, and it's not very fun. And I know Hypixel has a feature where you can like limit the ping range, but it's not perfect, and you still get some players sometimes that are just like teleporting around and all of a sudden you just die. You're like, how did this happen? And like I'm the one with a good connection. I don't know how I lost, but like, well, you know what? Whatever. We'll see.
Yeah, so I hope the gameplay and especially the online gameplay is going to be enjoyable for all of you listening that are in a not so supported country with servers. So
Hmm.
fingers crossed for that. The next question is from Hydroid. Do you think Hytale will have a high render distance? Minecraft's low render distance on console and realms kills the atmosphere, so I would like to see a larger render distance for Hytale things for Hytale on things that aren't just PC. So this is specifically a question asking for render distance on console. And
Interesting.
do you want to tackle this?
Thing is, we don't really know. Like we've seen in screenshots that the render distance does look pretty far, but
It's
in the
very
distance,
far.
it does have like a fog effect. And yes, you can turn that on with Optifine in Minecraft, but is it in the default game now? I really don't know, but
No.
no, that sucks. So I think it will have quite a far render distance, but obviously, just like Minecraft, the farther you put your render distance, I believe the more intensive it will be on your hardware. So maybe there will be a limit for console as it's not as strong as PC. But then again, the fifth generation, like PS5s and Xbox, whatever the new one is, I think it's Series X or something, I don't know. Like, they're quite powerful machines and they could probably run the game at full render distance, but I just don't think it'll be as optimal as somebody with like a 4090 graphics card or something like that.
Oh yeah, it'll never be as optimized as PC. I think it just makes sense. They're stronger machines, but we do know that Hytale is going to be more optimized than Hytale. It's obviously being run on C++ instead of Java. Well, that's not really an issue because the console versions aren't Java. I forgot what they're Bedrock. I don't know what Bedrock is written on.
No
So
idea.
technically, Bedrock is a pretty optimized version. Yeah, it's speculation. I don't know. I'm
We'll have
not
to
too
play it.
familiar with Bedrock on console, to be honest. If it's an optimized version, if it could be optimized better, but yeah,
We'll have to
it
see.
won't be as good as PC. I think that's something you guys can expect, but hopefully it won't be too bad to where you won't be able to see that there's a Scarab temple in the distance or Trork camp, and you have to get too close. Yeah, there's the
Well,
hope for that.
well, the thing is, you know the little waypoint on the top of your screen, remember you can actually see where there are prefabs where your latest death is. We're not sure if you have to mark the prefabs, but either way, like, it won't be that bad if it's on there. But then you also got to think of the mobile aspect as well. Like, yeah, iPhones now and Samsungs or whatever, they are pretty strong. They're not as strong as an Xbox, nowhere near as strong as a computer. So they'll also have to optimize it for mobile as well. So I think in terms of console, you'll be fine considering there will be mobile players as well. And mobile's probably the least powerful hardware that they have. So
Switch.
Switch, is it
Switch
less?
is going to be the least powerful.
Really? I thought Switch is less
Switch
powerful.
is so weak.
Really? I did not know that.
It is like weaker than a PS2.
Bro, what the heck's wrong with us? Come on, Nintendo, step up your game here. Like, what do you... just play it on the Wii at this point. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, Switch is definitely going to be the worst console. So if you are planning to play Hytale on a Switch, don't expect it to run too well. Yeah, your phone might be a better case, but
That's
then
crazy.
you won't have a controller. And you have to play with the
A little
finger, unless
joystick.
you can connect a controller to your phone. I know that's possible. Or I know there's like phone accessories where you can have like a gamepad attached to the sides.
Don't people play Fortnite like that?
Yeah,
It's
they
so
play a
funny.
few mobile games like that. So
That's cool. That's
there
cool.
will be options for you.
Great question.
Yeah, very good question. Mikey Q asks, how do you think overworld mechanics like water mechanics and such would work on Hytale?
How water will work, you mean? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
overworld mechanics such as water. I don't know what else
I mean,
would be
it's
under that umbrella of
water.
questions, but let's think about it. Water, I think it's going to work the exact
Like
same way as Minecraft.
lava, maybe gravel, sand. Will it fall? Maybe, I guess you could say.
Maybe, I don't
Have
know.
we seen sand fall?
I'm sure there will be some falling blocks similar to the sand mechanics, and I'm
We
sure the water is going to work pretty much exactly how it's going to work in Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, there is a swimming animation like there is in Minecraft now. That's just in the default game, so that's pretty cool. You can get flippers and diving gear to swim faster and all that sort of stuff. We've seen the block breaking animations and block placing animations as well in some videos, so I mean, it's pretty cool. It makes a little poof sound for like sand or whatever. Maybe dirt has different noises compared to gravel, like instead of in Minecraft. Maybe cobblestone has a different sound to like other stone. Who really knows? But yeah, I don't really know. Like we've seen, I think we've seen trees like on the ground. So like you know how there's Minecraft mobs where like trees can tip over or whatever, or
Yeah.
there's trees is on the ground. That's also in the default game as well, so that's a little bit different. But I don't really know how it would be a little that much different. It's like it's just the surface, right?
Yeah, I really do think it's just going to be like Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
unless we get confirmation that it's not, best comparison would be Minecraft. Any suggestions for skill trees? Will it exist in the adventure mode? Do you want a skill tree to exist? Now, this is a bit of an older question, and I think we did an episode about skill trees. And yeah, I think we literally just did an episode about skill trees, and the conclusion was there won't be skill trees for the regular game, but it would be cool to have a skill tree for like magic.
Yep, I was about to say that. That'd be really cool if each specific element had its own skill tree towards it. I think that'll be really dope. Or each weapon has its own skill tree towards it that has a relation to magic. Like maybe, for example, just wands. Like maybe you can't get a skill tree for a sword unless you can lock different abilities with that sword, like going up and up the ranks or whatever. But for wands example, maybe you could do like a little throwing attack. Maybe you could do like a little stabby attack. You can do like a little, I don't know, like a hold attack where it just sort of like starts blasting fire at your opponent. Maybe those things have to be unlocked with the skill tree, but then how are you going to get the points to level up your skill tree? Will it be from killing mobs? Will it be from just basic experience? We don't really know.
Yeah. So that's our take on skill trees. And if you, I believe this is an active viewer, so they've probably seen the episode. But if you haven't seen our discussion on skill trees, I'm not sure what episode it was. I really don't. But it is one of the previous ones. So
We've
go
mentioned
ahead
it
and watch
somewhere.
that. Okay, so this is showing that we are definitely behind on our questions. Do you think there will be a blog post on April 14th?
I
Hypixel
know the
server
answer.
10th year anniversary. Chris, do you want to take it?
No.
There will
Thank
not
you.
be a blog post on April 14th this year, unfortunately.
Sorry. We looked into the past.
When you clear a camp like a truck camp, will the mobs stay dead forever, or will they respawn?
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I have a good one. I'd say they would continuously spawn until you beat the chieftain. And if you don't beat the chieftain, they'll just continuously spawn. So maybe that's how it'll work. Maybe that's the same thing for the goblin dens as well. If you take down Duke, then there'll be no more goblins in there. But if Duke's still lurking around, there will be goblins.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the exact same thing. It's either kill the like big papa of the enemies, or you have to break something in the base, or like break enough. But that one doesn't make sense. I think yours makes more sense. You just kill the big final guy and they stop spawning.
That'll be cool.
But that's also going to make farming them really easy, because you just break the camp around it, set the guy in a cage, and he just spawns.
That's true.
multiple stuff. So
It would be quite interesting if you, for example, like do end up beating a chore camp and just say you don't break everything, you leave it as it is. It'd be cool if you just like leave for like a couple hours or whatever, and then maybe like new chorks come back into that, like a whole different chork
yeah,
family.
I agree.
That'd be
Yeah,
really
it's
cool.
just going to be interesting with the respawning,
Hmm.
since they all have their like dedicated environment. If you break that environment, are they still going to spawn in that area? Is it like just set this region spawns it, and we just put a prefab over it, or is the prefab like the thing that spawns it?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe can you even break the prefab? I would assume so, but you never know.
Yeah, I would 100% assume so.
Hmm. Cool, cool. All right, next question.
Question: what areas of the game would be the beta? Would the beta contain? For example,
Whoa,
I can't
who
imagine
asked
the
this?
full. This is Vidge Minecraft 2. I can't imagine the full game is included for such a large game. It would be pretty hard and time consuming to make a separate demo version for it with just one region. Also, how would they prevent people from playing the beta version until release? Maybe we'll have an always on requirement. I think the beta might be a version of the game that can only connect to the official Hytale servers so they can control and play the beta. And I think the beta can only be around for a few months before release, maybe 4 months. Also, do you think Microsoft will try to buy Hytale when it's a success? There's a lot happening, but I think we answered like most of these in the previous episodes. So what areas of the beta will contain. We definitely did a full episode on that. So I think you
Yes.
just look up one of the beta episodes.
Like a quick rundown. We said like zone 1, maybe a little bit of multiplayer, maybe zone 2, we don't really
Or
know.
all 4 zones.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
just
Something
limited.
very basic. Could maybe be like the first hour of the adventure story mode. Like I've seen games do that as well.
Yeah. Now the requirement will 100% be online only, because if it's an offline game, you can just play it forever. There's no way to stop it.
Yep.
Because you can play Minecraft whenever you want. That's how, yeah. So yeah, you'll definitely need to sign in and make sure you're always on, connected to the Hytale servers, to the beta servers, and then you'll be able to play.
Hmm.
Larry asks, how do you guys feel about the dev transparency on the state of the game and where they are at with development, since we haven't had much news on the game release since the last delay? You think the game... Okay, I'm going to stop it there. This is also an outdated question now that John Hendricks tweeted, saying that they're on track. And then Quebec Corner also confirmed that Noxie said, hey, we're excited where things are going. We're also on track. So we have two developers, both two lead developers,
Hmm.
say they're on track. So
Perfect.
we have had some transparency there. Apart from that, we haven't really had anything, but we'll probably get something with the next blog post coming in July.
Maybe. And maybe a postcard this month.
Yes. Vid asks, what bears will be in the game? Will there be bears?
There are
Minecraft doesn't
bears.
put Minecraft don't put hostile animals because they don't want the player to have enemies that resemble animals. Will Hytale be the same? Um, Fake fan, first off, because we've had multiple images with bears.
Hmm.
Yeah, there will be bears in the game. We can confirm that, and I assume there's going to be a variety of them. We've seen a brown bear.
We've seen brown bears and polar bears.
Oh, we have seen polar bears, yes. So that already confirms that there's multiple varieties. Will they be hostile? Yeah, I'd assume a bear will be
I would
hostile.
I would think they have the same approach to what Minecraft has. You know, in Minecraft where you like it won't attack you until you hit it, or maybe it'll have its like predetermined range
I
around
think
it.
I think a bear will attack you even if you don't hit it.
I think it'll be territorial. Like for example, you're near it's like if you're like 30, 40 blocks away, like obviously it's not going to see you. But
Right.
if you're like within 10 blocks, maybe 15 of like a circle around this bear, yeah, maybe it will come attack you. And for example, if you hit its cubs, you're screwed, man. That thing's
Oh
hunting you
yeah.
to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, that's probably it. And then most animals are not going to attack until you attack it.
Yeah,
But
which
like
makes sense.
something like a bear, it's going to attack you.
Yeah, like don't come running up to a bear with like honey or whatever and expect it to be nice.
Exactly.
Will there be
Territe
pandas?
asks,
Will there be pandas?
100%.
Yeah, because that's another version of a
They're
bear,
too
right?
cute.
Yeah, they're in Minecraft, so I'm sure they'll be in Hytale.
Do you think the Hytale will have overhauled their magic system like they did with melee? It'd be really cool to see magic as impressive as that melee weapon combat, and in my opinion, there should be combat, movement, and defensive spells to center the magic around, quickly mixing different spell combos as powerful but different combat styles. Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I think they are definitely trying to hide the magic system because we've seen a lot of hints towards how big it can be, but we've never really seen it in full effect. Like, yeah, we've seen a guy throw spells out of a book. We've seen in the trailer that player throwing the fire thing out of the staff. We've seen so many different staffs in terms of weapon concepts arts back in like 2018. And now they updated the whole combat system, and they only showed us what, swords, maybe an axe, maybe a long sword or something like that, and I think a spear and a big hammer. We didn't see anything about like staffs and magic. So I think they're hiding it, and I think it's completely overhauled. And when we see it, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with the fact that they're hiding it, or else they probably would have shown it because it is part of combat technically.
Exactly. Yep.
My guess to what's going to happen is they're going to dedicate an entire blog post to the magic system.
Well, that blog
That is
post,
my guess.
It'll hit so hard. I'll fall off my chair.
Now, when this blog post will happen, it's going to be post announcement. So they're going to announce like, oh my god, guys, the game is releasing or the beta is coming out. Here, we're ramping up news again to get everyone hyped.
How crazy would that be?
There's going to be a magic
blog
post. I can smell it.
So, for example, they do announce that they're going to be releasing the beta in like 6 months or whatever, or then the full game in like a year. I'm going to ask a question here to you. On top of the magic blog post that will be after the announcement, what other major aspects are we going to get? Like, one, I expect the model maker as in a blog post, like how to use it. But what else do you think will be on there?
I don't think we're going to get story basically at all. I think they're going to save story for trailers only and have us experience the story as we play it.
Yep.
What other systems? There's going to be a completely just multiplayer.
That's what I was about to say. Servers and all that.
Yeah, they could split it, but they could also combine it. The minigame, like the Hytale minigame server, and then creating your own servers. I don't know if they would split that because it's technically like the same thing. They could just do like first half, second half. That's going to be definitely its own blog post. I think another one that could be its own blog post, obviously the combat zones. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4, announcing Zone 5, announcing Zone 6.
Damn. Imagine this. So we get, just say in June, they announce a beta. And then 6 months from then, just say for around December to January, is when that beta will release. Every single month, they release one big blog post leading up to that. The hype.
Ooh.
And then maybe they release a trailer at the end of that, right before the beta, and they call it a beta announcement trailer. Or maybe they do the beta announcement trailer 6 months before the beta. Any of it would be amazing. And I'm pumped already. God, I want to play Hytale so badly, dude. There's so many blog posts that I want to see. So many. I'm pumped. In the comment section, guys, let us know what major aspect in a blog you guys want to see.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Is there something we're forgetting? A major system. There's probably so many
bosses,
things
maybe?
Bosses could be cool.
Bosses would be
sick.
But
I could also see bosses not wanting to be spoiled.
No, that's what I was thinking as well. I'm like, ooh, do we put bosses in there? Do we not? But yeah, there's so many aspects.
Oh, but we could get different on the tribes.
Oh, yes. Tribes would be sick.
So we could get like a Quebec Slothian. We don't know anything about them. We could get one on the Farrens. There's a lot we can get to because we got like a strictly Outlander blog post.
You know what we need? We need a blog post about rideable raptors. That would be the greatest blog post of all time. Yep, it would be. All right, next question. Sorry to get us off track there.
The next question is from Hakon, saying horizontal stairs are nice and all, but what's your thoughts on mixed slabs? So you could put a wooden slab on top of like a stone slab.
Ooh, that would be great for the builders.
I would 100% hope that's a thing.
So what about
would hope.
What about vertical mixed slabs? How hard would that go? Is that what he was talking about? Or did I mess it up?
Yeah, I mean, vertical are just the same thing as slabs. They're not
Oh,
like a
okay.
different thing in Hytale. It's just slabs. Either they're
Mhm.
vertical or horizontal. So yeah, it'd be either wooden stone or something, or wooden stone like that. Just
Oh,
being able to mix them, and it's not like forced to
can you
be
not do
one
that in
block.
Minecraft?
No.
Oh, you can? I thought you could. I thought you could put like a dark oak plank on top of like a regular oak plank, not plank, like slab on top of a regular oak slab or whatever. I thought you could do that.
No, you cannot. And so that's why
Uh,
it's interesting. And that's why it's also like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you be able to do that?
yeah, like it's a half block anyway. Like, come on. So yeah,
And
cool. Good
then
question.
the follow-up question is saying, what about quarter slabs? Has science gone too far? So it'd be like a
Ooh.
fourth of a slab. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's going to happen, to be honest.
yeah. When you say like a quarter slab, I think of like one of those like quarter size Lego bricks that are impossible to take off when there's two of them together.
Oh, yeah. I hate those.
Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal.
But yeah, I don't think quarter slabs are going to be. It's a funny idea, and I hope there's going to be mods about it. But I don't
Imagine
know
the
if it's
building
going to be too
capabilities.
hard to make. I don't know.
The closest we have to quarter slabs in Minecraft is like a carpet block, but you can, it's basically counts as a full block. You can't place like carpet on top of carpet, but like you
Yeah.
can stand on it, so it's kind of weird.
So we have.
Let's do 2 more questions.
Well, I think there are 2 more questions in this next question.
Perfect.
Vid asks, how would trees be chopped down? Oh my god, deja vu, you just talked about that. Will there be fall physics, or could it be like Minecraft and the trees just float? The trees in the taiga biome is huge. Also the birch trees are very tall. Maybe it can tell us about tree physics. Yeah, so one thing I definitely hate about Minecraft is when you are at the bottom of a tree, you chop it down going up, and then there's always like those like 2 blocks that you can't get. So you have to like place a block below you,
Mhm.
so you get higher, and then you finally get that, and then you have to break that block below you. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
That's why I love playing with mods or plugins that allow you to just chop the tree down. Like, just let me chop the tree down.
It's like, have you ever played UHC with the cut clean plugin? Like,
No.
one, you use a pickaxe, just say you mine iron with a stone pickaxe, instead of putting it in a furnace to like melt it or whatever, it just comes out as iron. But also, if you chop down a tree, it chops down the whole tree, and it's great. The leaves break, you get apples, you get all the wood. It's beautiful. Like, I would love just that in Minecraft. Or in Hytale, sorry. I don't really want to see an animation of a tree falling, because it's kind of hard to do that in a block game, to be honest.
Yeah,
It
I
would be
think it
kind of
would be
weird.
kind of hard because first off, you'd have to make the animation for that like be smooth.
For
The second
every
one is
single
like,
tree.
where is it gonna fall? Is it
Yep.
always gonna fall north? Is it gonna be random every single time? What happens if it bumps into something? Like those
Okay.
giant taiga trees, there's no room for them to fall
What if
anyway.
it falls on your house? What if it falls on you? Like, will it kill an animal if it falls on it? Like, will you just
Yeah.
suffocate? Who knows?
Will
So,
it turn into an entity when falling? Is it gonna be a block while falling?
yeah, I don't really know. I think the best would be you just break, like, the bottom thing, and in those plugins, it just goes straight up the tree, just sort of explodes, kind of, like in Minecraft, and then just drops everything. I think that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah, for ease of access, I think that'd be the best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Another question is, which tree types could be in the game? Minecraft got a few and they're integrated to building. They are important because they're the base to all buildings. Yeah, there's going to be a
So,
shit ton.
there's a lot of trees, and there actually was a concept art a while back just showing, like, trees and bushes, and literally as their own specific, like, entity or block in, like, it was basically like a PNG. It was really cool. We'll try to put it on. I actually may not put it on screen. I don't know. I'm probably not editing this one because I got baseball this weekend. But that's just a very beginner look at the trees. There's so many. Like, we've seen those autumn forest trees. We've seen, like, even just in zone 1, dude, we have those, like, those blue trees. We got those apple trees. Got the swamp trees. We got the yellow looking trees. We got the autumn forest trees. There's so many, and those are just basic looking ones. There's also, like, the spruce trees or whatever, dude. There's gonna be so many.
Yeah, my favorite trees are definitely the boa or bao trees. It's like the really thick ones that are usually in like a savanna or desert.
In, like,
And I
Africa,
think,
those trees.
yeah, and I think we
Yes.
got confirmed that those trees are in the game. I think we've seen
Ooh, that would be so hard.
images of them. So I'm super excited for those trees. Apart from any other trees, I don't know. I think it'd be
Yeah,
cool to have a
not
shit
really a
ton,
tree
and
guy.
we will. We will have a lot of trees because we've already seen a lot of
Oh,
trees.
we have, and just for this was like 3 or 4 years ago. Remember, 7,000 prefabs then. It's been 3 or 4 years since that. So I would not be surprised if there's over 10,000 now. So
Oh
we'll see.
yeah, I wanted to bring up the prefabs. Yeah, a lot of those are just trees, or
Trees and
bushes, or
bushes.
stuff like that.
Trees,
So
bushes, flowers. Like,
there's so many variations to trees, and there's
Mhm.
so many trees.
So many trees. So we're currently 40 minutes in. I think it's a good time to wrap up the podcast here. Next week, hopefully, we have a big one for you guys. You want to hint it? I don't know. Do you want to hint it?
No, because it's not confirmed. Because
Okay.
we've had to push it twice now.
Yes, we had to push twice. Our scheduling was quite bad. It was supposed to be this week. Our bad. I mean, honestly, just my bad because baseball. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this week's episode of the Hytale podcast. Join the Discord links in the description to ask us more viewer questions. We'll try to catch up. Next week we'll do a full viewer question pod if we can't get a special guest on. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace
Bye.
out.